We've now moved over from the motorbike and we're going to talk all about titanium machining and the problems you face and what solutions Ceratizit has. So, what tool are we going to start with first?
I mean, let's start with the Porcupine at a high, very high material removal rate in titanium. And for pocketing, this tool is the right choice because it has a very, very high chip volume, which you can create on titanium.
So what are some of the problems people face when machining titanium compared to what this tool gives?
Titanium is a mess, let's put it that way. It has very high work hardening. That means the more material you want to remove in a specific time frame, the more resistance of the material you see. And therefore you need high strength, you need a high chemical stability, and you need to resist high temperatures. And this combination is quite tricky to achieve in titanium.
Which, it must be even worse when you're trying to use a Porcupine cutter, which is normally if people are using a face mill or an end mill, that's going to take quite a lot of effort to get through. But a Porcupine cutter is on another level. So what tool should we move on to next? Should we go to the smaller version?
I mean, the smaller version is basically the same. What I'd like to draw your attention to is that we developed quite a while ago a specific coating for titanium machining, and it's still unique on the market. It's a CVD titanium diboride coating, which gives you very, very specific behavior during the application. It's very, very smooth. Because of the crystal size, it's in the 50 nanometer range, so it's very smooth, creates a lot of less friction, which means less temperature, and it has a very, very high chemical stability and a high hardness. In combination with a high compressive strength in the coating, which gives you an incredible edge stability. So with that tool, you are very, very reliable, and you can increase your material removal rate even further on titanium with these tools and with this grade.
And is that coming from, because you're keeping the heat down, you're not work hardening the titanium you're trying to cut, which obviously means you can make bigger cuts and faster cuts?
Yeah. Both is worse. When you increase the temperature, your cutting force is getting a little bit down, but you get chemical reactions, and you get also plastic deformation of your cutting edge. When you reduce the temperature, then it's better, but then you have higher load on the cutting edge. So you have to find the sweet spot in between that, and then you can run that perfectly. And that's why it's very important to also focus on the application data when you run that, to find the sweet spot on the grade so it can perform the best way.
So I think what we should say is it's a good idea to listen to your Ceratizit tooling rep, because they will know where to run it and don't just try and guess it.
That's what I wanted to say between the lines.
Now, we're going to move on to a brand new product,
yes,
which is something different to what most people will have ever seen, and that's a 3D printed face mill. So why did you design this and what's it for?
I mean, we are not focusing on 3D printing. We needed to do it in 3D printing, and I tell you why. Normally, the cooling channel is directed to the cutting edge from the top, from the chip face. And we realized that the chip is in the way, to say it in easy words. So the idea is, how do we get the cooling agent directly on the cutting edge? And the idea was to do it from the flank. So what we did is we 3D printed that, and the cooling channel is coming out on the flank right now. But normally on the flank you have no space. So we made the space on the insert free, that the cooling agent can come to the cutting edge directly. And this is only possible with bent cooling channels. And even we are not able to drill bent holes. So that's the main reason why we use 3D printed tools. And with that we can bring the cooling directly to the cutting edge, and this increases the lifetime, and we come better to that sweet spot I mentioned before between temperature and workload, because there the cooling is very important to keep the temperature down and to reduce the friction on the cutting edge. And therefore we printed that, and we bring the cooling agent directly on the cutting edge. This is a big advantage.
That actually is, it's 3D printed, and you only machine a couple of points on it, which we were talking about earlier. So you only machine this and the actual bore for the arbor?
We only machine the surfaces which are necessary to keep the tolerances when you put it in the machine on the holder. The rest of the surfaces which are nice, let's put it that way, they are as printed, and we keep it also as printed. And you see, for example, here on the side, the cooling channels as just shown on the surface, that you can see, oh, here the cooling channels are coming out. So this is as printed on most of the surfaces.
And I like how you guys have seen a problem with making tools the conventional way and gone, well, if we 3D print it, we can actually get the coolant to places you couldn't get before, which is going to give you more tool life, better cooling to the edge of the chip, to the edge of the tip.
Absolutely.
And you're going to be able to run it faster because you're not going to be recutting your chips. So it's great to see that you guys are looking at what the customer needs and what the customer wants and finding solutions around that.
Absolutely, and we are not printing because it's innovative. We are using 3D printing as a production tool. So we only use 3D printing when it's necessary. And here it was necessary.
Well, thank you for your time and telling us through this, because it's a great face pump and I look forward to hearing the results from your customers on how this actually works.
They're quite amazing.